Hey, how's it going? David Taub here with Epic Guitar Instruction. Hope all's going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. Welcome to another edition of the Vinyl Explorer, and this is where I talk about some of my favorite records. Music that has influenced me as a guitar player, music that's influenced me as a musician, and music that I just find inspiring. And today we are going to discuss this. Badmotorfinger by Soundgarden. This record is a masterpiece. And this grunge era music is some of my favorite music. You know, some of my favorite bands of all time are bands like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains that have come out of this era. This record was the third studio record by Soundgarden. It was released in 1991 on A&M Records. And I want to talk about what makes this record so effing good, because it truly is a masterpiece. You know, there's just this raw intensity to this record. It's heavy and it's artsy like a lot of Soundgarden music, right? And it has a lot of dissonance to it, the guitar riffing and whatnot, and the sounds that Kim Thale comes up with, which kind of runs through a lot of their music, but especially on this one. That dissonance and the sounds is just so dizzying. And this record is it's a bludgeoning. You know what I mean? That's the best way I could describe. I still can't listen to this record at like when I first wake up in the morning. This is not an early in the morning record. It's not a pretty record. It's a bludgeoning. It just grabs you by the throat and it smacks you on the face and hits you over the head like a sledgehammer. On this record, the songs are just so good. There's so many great songs. The songwriting, it just got so good. Like it's a ways from their second release to this one. Now this is their first release with the new bass player Ben Shepherd. And like with a lot of Soundgarden music, you know, I just love the riffs. They are such great writers of riffs. And their music is just so dark and trippy. And you could really hear the influences of bands like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and Black Flag. I just love how they use alternate tunings and odd time signatures. And of course, Chris Cornell's vocals that just... It's just amazing what that guy does with his voice. The way he bends notes and his vibrato and just the raw, intense power of it. I mean, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest rock singers of all time. You know, when you think great rock singers, usually three come to my head, the three best. You know, Chris Cornell, Robert Plant, and Freddie Mercury. And I also kind of like the way, like, you know, his lyrics, trying to break into them, it's tough sledding, you know what I mean? And I think they do that on purpose, right? Because I guess what they, like a lot of bands, you know, they want to leave the lyrics open to interpretation. So there's a lot of ambiguity with their lyrics, a lot of ambiguity with the real meaning of the songs. Is up to the, you know, listener's interpretation. But their music is so good at creating this imagery, right? Like when you listen to their music, these images are popping in your head and it's artsy and just beautiful. And if you'd like some killer content that could really help you along your musical journey, I have a killer ebook, my biggest rock blues soloing ebook ever. It's a killer reference tool. It's packed with scale diagrams and music theory lessons and major and minor key soloing strategies. It's a reference ebook that you'll use throughout your journey and your guitar journey. I'll send you that for free, as well as a video lesson also for free. Killer video on soloing. It's not on YouTube, it's extended play. I'll send them both to you for free. Video lesson ebook. Just click on that link in the YouTube description box below. Now, the really interesting thing about this record and the time frame of when it was released, think about this. This record was released about a month after Pearl Jam released their record 10. Okay, so Pearl Jam released 10, a month later this record comes out, and about on the same day, or I think it was the same week as this record, Nirvana released Nevermind, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers released Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. So that month, you have four monstrous albums being released. And what it did, it really helped to break this alt-rock and grunge into the mainstream, right? I mean, you have four records of that caliber coming out within a month. And then, you know, all this attention was then drawn to the Seattle scene. And I think that really helped propel Soundgarden, you know, huge. And I'm not saying that if those albums weren't released at the same time, this album would somehow be minimalized, because it's a great record. It's a fantastic record, and I think it would get its due no matter what. But I think because of such of that, of four of those records so big coming out at the same time, it really put the microscope on Seattle, and it helped just blow up the whole grunge scene. And I love so many Soundgarden records. In fact, it was a tough choice between this, their third record. I also one of my favorite records is their fourth record, their next one, Super Unknown. And that was released in '94, their fourth record. But this record, to me, I always seem to be playing more. And if you get a quick second, do me a quick favor. Please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep the content coming, as well as then you'll be notified when I have new lessons posted. Leave a comment below. Let us know how you like this video. Let me know what records, what music you'd like to see talked about in the future, what guitar lessons you'd like, or gear reviews. And if you like the video, please click the like button. Give it a thumbs up, share it, and thank you so much for your support. Hey, and by the way, this is the 25th anniversary reissue. This is the 2 LP edition. I got this. This is on the 180 gram of vinyl. I normally don't buy reissues. I like having the originals, but this is such a favorite of mine. I just had to get this, and it has a cool cover. You probably can't see it on camera, but it's kind of three-dimensional. The artwork on the cover. There you go. You can kind of see that changing. Three-dimensional. It has, you know, the Badmotorfinger in the trippy lettering with the spark plug in the middle. If I open it up so you could see the artwork inside, right? Really cool. And they give you the the download card with it. And also I'm looking for the liner notes. There they are. So you get all the lyrics, right? Super important. One of the records has this cool vinyl pattern on it. I'll show it to you. Here it is here. I don't know if you could see that, if I can get the light to hit it right. Like here's a normal side, right? But check this out. There we go. You can kind of see it. There you go. And I love the songs on this record. Just so many great songs on one record, right? Listen to this. Side 1. Rusty Cage, Outshined, Slaves and Bulldozers, and Jesus Christ Pose. 4 incredible songs. Slaves and Bulldozers, probably one of my favorite Soundgarden songs of all times. But man, what a side 1. Side 2, Face Pollution Somewhere, Searching with My Good Eye Closed, Room a Thousand Years Wide. And then side 3, Mind Riot, Drawing Flies, Holy Water, and New Damage. And by the way, this record was produced by Terry Date and Soundgarden. Terry Date, he also produced their 3rd record, Louder Than Love. So what makes this record so effing good, in my opinion, is just a total, you know, it all came together for them on this record. You know, you have the combination of the brilliance of Chris Cornell's vocals with the powerful drumming, Matt Cameron. They added Ben Shepherd, right? So for his compositional skills and his songwriting skills and his crazy bass playing, as well as he wears that bass strung so low, probably the coolest low-strung bass player ever, right? And then of course Kim Thayil's dizzying guitar work and their, you know, weird chord progressions, off timing, alternate tunings, Cornell's just amazing vocals, and just their brutal kind of riff writing and bludgeoning, all tied up with just great songwriting, because these songs are just killer songs on this record. And their music takes you on a journey. I like the fact some of the songs are long, 7 minutes long. I love that. Get this record, get it on vinyl. I can't explain enough how awesome it is to listen to this music on vinyl, and what a different experience it is than listening to it, you know, in other ways. On vinyl, through a good set of speakers cranked, there's just really nothing like it. And that's the way the music was produced, right? It was produced to be heard that way, not listening in earbuds, not on small, tiny little computer speakers, right? Get it on vinyl and enjoy it, and bask in that musical experience. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Vinyl Explorer. Remember, subscribe to the channel. This way we can keep the content coming, as well as you'll be notified when we have new videos out. And also, don't forget to click below in the YouTube description box. Get my free ebook and video lesson. Really help you along in your guitar and music journey. I'll send it to you for free. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support over the years and years. So appreciated. Stay tuned. Tons more content coming. Keep up all that hard work on those guitars and in your music journeys. Keep listening to great music and enjoy it, and experiencing music both in vinyl and live. Go see live music and support your local artists. Remember, your guitar playing is an evolution, so enjoy the journey. Take care, rock on. I'll see you in the next lesson.